Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Gen X Gamer here with a brand new video. It's been a while. I huh, seems to happen to me once or twice a year. I got bronchitis extremely bad. If you've been around this channel long enough, you know I kind of suffer with that, and it wipes out my voice for weeks. And it's not even back fully at this point. However, I wanted to make a video. You know, Tower Simulator 3 has come out. I did go ahead and make the plunge on the first day when there was the discount and all of that. So, I believe it is now, I don't know, 49.99 or something like that. I also have the real world planes and colors, so that is already in the game, and it has already had its first update. So this has the hot fix, the number one hot fix. I have been able to mess with it a little bit, as you can see by the screen, because I didn't want to come in here blind. I wanted to be able to just kind of go through this quickly with you guys. And then you can decide if you want to wait to purchase it or if you want to go ahead and do it and give yourself a Christmas present. So Feel There came out with this. I forget what it's been. It's been several days ago now. But let's go ahead and walk through this. This is the welcome screen. This is where you first come when you first load up the sim. They have a career mode now. I have not messed with career mode, but you click on that and it will have a bunch of different options that you will have in here. Right now, it only has this one loaded up, but it'll load up several more in here as you progress through, I believe, is how that works. You can see here it's morning coffee at St. Thomas. And then also you can see the airport radar style I have set on default. And then I have Energy's Design airport database, and then also Energy's Design airplane set, the real colors, all that stuff. And you can accept the job by clicking down here. Let's go over to Quick Play. Quick Play has your airports. This sim comes with 4 free airports: Los Angeles International, LaGuardia International Airport, Raleigh-Durham International Airport, and then also St. Thomas Island. I do not know if they're coming out with a few more free airports or not. But I know there will be payware, as there, has always been with previous sims with Feel There. But for now, you have 4 free ones. And then, of course, at the bottom right, you can select whichever ones that you want. Okay. It also has multiplayer, which you can click on that. It sounds like it's easier to do multiplayer from what I'm hearing. However, I have not done it, so I have no clue. But yeah, there is multiplayer. And it looks like you can, match up with other people and join a session unless it's marked as private. Or you can create one. So there is that. We won't go into settings quite yet. There is a help button, which you could click. If you click help button, it will bring up this, which is going to be your guide. So here is where you can read all about the new version. Don't go to the website. There's nothing on the website. Just use the help button inside the game. Okay. Otherwise, it brings you back to Tower 3D Pro. I've already tried it on the website. Takes you to Tower 3D Pro. And you want the Tower Simulator 3. So that's what you'll get when you hit the help and, of course, the exit button. At the very bottom left, you can see which build version you are on. And also, you can see I have the hot fix, which I was talking about earlier. Let's go ahead and go into settings. We'll spend a minute here. You just have a nickname you can put in. Of course, mine is Gen X Gamer. Runway separation. You can go time-based, distance-based. Allow parallel runway approach, simultaneous approach, or don't allow. Minimum parallel distance, they give you 2 options, 3,400 feet or 500 feet. And then minimum radar separation, 3 miles. Let's see. Let's go all the way down here. You can go all the way up to 5 miles or as little as 1 mile. I have it set at 3 miles. Click video. You can see what I use is full screen, 1920 over 80. Overall quality ultra. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little disclaimer. It uses a lot of resources, okay? The Airport builds are better. Taxiways, runways, um, just even trees, houses, all that stuff. It takes up a lot of resources. So depending on your system, you might have to bump that down to high or medium. Excuse me, I got to grab a drink here. And I apologize if I blurt out with a cough. I do apologize. I am still very, very dry in my lungs and in my throat and struggling a bit here. Anyway, I have mine set to ultra, but feel free to take that down and play with that. Motion blur. You can have full, low, off. It's automatically going to be set to full. I turned it off. I was having issues. My screen was freezing up. I'm trying to go from an outside view of the tower to an inside view of the tower. And my system just couldn't handle it. So I shut it off. Texture quality. Again, you can play with that at your leisure, high to low. Decor objects, full to off. Sound, let's click on sound. Master volume, I've set at 100%. I always turn the music, down to 0. And it doesn't do anything until you click apply. So GUI volume, I have at 100%. Tower interior volume, I'm turning that down even more. I want that at 30%. Airplanes volume, I have to have that jacked up, folks. And aerial volume, I have jacked up. Speech volume, your pilots, I have that turned down to 30%. Some of these guys yell. It's almost like they're yelling at you. The very first time, I about fell out of my chair at 100%. I have that turned down to 30%. So just an FYI, you go into the game with it at 100%, you got 1 or 2 pilots that are just super, super intense. It's like they're yelling at you. Okay, let's go over to input. Push the talk key, right shift button is what I have it set at on my keyboard. I think by default it goes to tab. In the previous versions, we used left shift. I'm using right shift now. You have all these different options here. Whatever you like to use. Camera smoothness, I have set at 0.10. Camera sensitivity at 1. Camera speed at 1. Camera turn is my right mouse button. Rotate tags is middle mouse button. Zoom is wheel, mouse wheel. And then I'll go over all this stuff inside the game here, but I just left it all at default, okay? I wouldn't really mess with that stuff. And then for future airports and such, you have an option for add-ons. I believe that's what that's for. That's where they'll go, I think. Anyway, so that is basically it for the main menu. Let's go over to Quick Play. We're just going to jump right in. And, this is basically just a first look. I'm not going to spend a lot of time actually playing the game, or the sim. But it's a first look. We're going to select Raleigh-Durham. Click select. Brings up this screen. You can go ahead if you want to select your runway. I wait until I'm inside the sim so I know wind direction, that sort of thing. But you could select whatever ones you want. Oh, also another thing is you can, here you have, and I don't know what all of these are, but I think like P, for example, is prop. If I don't want any prop planes coming in, I can deselect it. You can also do that when you're in the sim in the tower. Okay, so you can go through and deselect whatever you don't want to have coming in on the active runway, which is kind of a nice option. All right, over to the right, weather conditions. You have the options for clear, lightly cloudy, cloudy, light rain, heavy rain, foggy, or met or live. And you could do live weather. Since we're doing a first look, I'm going to leave it clear. Airport time, 2 o'clock, because I don't think it'll be too busy at 2 in the afternoon. Air traffic density at 100%. I leave this on default. In fact, that's the only option for airport radar style. And I'm using Energy Designs, again, the airport, the real colors and real plane sets and all of that. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the sim. It takes a long time to load, folks, compared to Tower 3D Pro. So It's a long load time, a lot of stuff going on inside of there. Literally, it's probably 3 minutes or more. So I'm going to go ahead and see you guys inside the sim. All right, everybody, we are back inside the sim now. This is where you will first end up when you go on duty, is in the tower, and you actually have all of your screens in front of you inside of here. You can go ahead and use your mouse button. Let's start there. With the right mouse button, if I hold it down, I can rotate back and forth. Okay. With the mouse wheel, I can zoom in. I can zoom out. All right, so that is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go through the controls here. Now, basically, this whole operation, of course, yeah, I'm not selecting the runway yet because I want to run through this really quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking. But in order to centralize, when you're at a station, you hit F1. It's going to be F1 through F7, folks. So F1, F2 is going to take you over here to your aiders. And again, you can use that mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out. You can pan back and forth with your right mouse button. And you can move things around with your left mouse button, okay? So feel free to mess around with that, folks. Now, up here, you have your orientation, which basically, one of the things we were always talking about in the old sim, not being able to adjust it or move it. There we go. Feel there, put it in. Good on them. Icon size, this will be for your jet on the ADARS or your planes. You can make them smaller, bigger. The tag size, same thing. You can adjust those. I'm adjusting it, obviously. We have none in the hopper here. POV size, line strength, runway tag size, and taxiway tag size. Now, if you're looking right here at the ADARS and you see these white lines, that is your field of view. And it is currently looking at runway 05. That is what we are looking at, runway 05. You can see how it moves as I begin to pan this way, as I pan back. So that's what that is, if you're wondering. All right, so again, that is F2. F3, we're going over here to the D-Bright. All right, it gives you the option for separation of 3 nautical miles, 5 nautical miles, 10 nautical miles. I have it set for 5. Okay. So I leave it set at 5. Icon size, same thing as on the aiders. You can adjust that, the tag size, and line strength. Okay. So feel free to mess with those. Let's go over to F4, which takes us over to the MEDAR. We can see our wind is 08 at 0 knots, so a calm day. We can select our runway. We're going to go ahead and select 05 right for our arrivals. ATIS for 05 right today will be Lima. You also have the option for 14 and 32. Let's go back to F2. I didn't show you guys that. Whoops. And folks, I'm still getting used to these controls myself. You can see here, there's runway 14 and 32. So if you wanted to assign your smaller general aviation to that, you can. All right, Fred, I don't know what you're doing, but stop making copies behind me. Okay? Got Fred back there making copies behind me. All right, so let's head back over to F4. So that, again, is our MEDAR. So we could choose our runways. And, again, today we're going to go with 05 right for our arrivals. If we go to F5, that is our strip. And so here, you have to manually move your strips. Okay? You have to actually manually move them. It does not do it automatically anymore. So a little more work involved. In fact, one's just coming up. Looks like we have an arrival that is going to be coming up on our D-Bright. Let's go ahead and hit F3. And we can see a brickyard is coming in. So pretty cool. If you want to change the tag, see right there, I right-click the mouse button to move the tag. And I wasn't able to do it. It is with the wheel button now on the mouse. So that's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. You have to use the wheel button to adjust it. You just push down on it and move it. All right, so Brickyard 3701. You can hear in the background right now a prop plane. That's just an ambient sound. There's no prop plane around the tower at the moment. But it's kind of a nice little touch. Every once in a while, you get some ambient sounds. And you will hear prop planes go by the tower when they're actually going by the tower. So it's not like you're only going to hear the ambient one all the time. All right, so they will contact us. Let me go back. They will contact us at about the 13-mile nautical mile range. So when they hit that red, the end of the red line is basically when they make contact now. Where before, Tower 3D Pro, it was basically when they hit the first outer marker ring here. So just be mindful of that. You haven't missed them. They will make contact with you soon. All right, if we go to F6, that brings up our command center. And this will be just like what we had in our old versions up at the very top bar. That was your command center. You could delete planes here if you need to. And it will basically type out all of the commands that are happening. So there's that. Again, that is F6. F7 gives you an above view through the windows. So pretty cool. If you hit F1, it centralizes it. F7 takes you above it. So I hope that all makes sense, folks. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on that.
Brickyard 3701 on final 05 right.
Okay, so they have made contact. I guess it's more 15 miles out. The other thing is now you can do, when you contact these jets now, you can use the command, 3701, or if it was 3723, you could say 3723 instead of 3701. Which in the real world, you would do 3701 instead of 3701. Okay? So it's nice that they now have that option. We're going to go ahead and set them up for 05 right. Again, it's nice to be able to pan back and forth like this. Okay? Even though I'm set on the screen. Brickyard 3701, runway 05 right, clear to land.
Runway 05 right, clear to land. Brickyard 3701.
Look at that. We have a Delta that's going to be coming in too. So pretty cool. Let's go to F7. Go back to our window view. One thing I want to show you guys inside the towers, you can select any of these stations in here. If I wanted to move over here, left click on the mouse button, and then I can hit any of my F1 through 7 keys to go there. So we'll hit F1. Boom. I'm there. F7, I'm up above. I can look around, so on and so forth. I want to go over here. Same thing. Left click on the mouse. F1. F7. Whatever. If I want to go back to the station I was originally at, I could go back over there and it lights up. I can click F1 or let's say F2. I want to go immediately over here and look at the aiders. Hey, John, will you get that phone for me? All right. So there we go. So that's pretty cool. We got John working with me in the back here, answering phones. Okay. Another thing we can do is go outside of the tower. We now have a free range camera, which is pretty cool. You know what? Let me give this guy clearance to land before we get too far into this first look because that, whoops. See, I'm still getting used to the controls. F5. There we go. Brickyard 3701. All right, I already gave it clearance to land. See how it put a check mark there? I can take it and move it over 205 right here manually with my left mouse button, or I can simply click go. All right, once they land, I will click go again, and I'll know that they are on the ground. All right, and when I'm done with them, I just click bin. So if I want to bin it, I bin it. Now it's gone. But if that was a mistake and I didn't want to do that, I click open bin, go ahead and just grab it and drag it back to wherever I needed it. Close the bin. All right, so that's how that works, folks.
Raleigh Tower, Delta 1476 on final 05 right.
Okay. Delta 1476, runway 05 right, cleared to land.
Runway 05 right, cleared to land. Delta 1476.
All right, now we've handled that business. Let's go ahead and go outside the tower. And the way you move around is W for forward, A for left, S for back, D for right. So I can even do it in the tower. Like this, if I want to go over to the window and look around, I can go ahead and do that. I can back up. And, you can move all around in the tower. And then simply, if I need to go back to a station and I'm done dorking around here, try not to fall down the steps. All right, I can just go ahead and hit F2. Boom, and I'm back over here. Or F7 or whatever. All right, we have Brickyard just landed. So let's go on out there. It's painfully slow out here. So you would also, while you're hitting W, hit the shift key and it speeds it up. Or I could tap the shift key if I wanted to be more precise. All right, so we'll go over here to Brickyard and listen to that, folks. Yeah. Well done with the sounds. Major, major improvement. Also, look at the flaps. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. The flaps are working. Pretty cool stuff. So they've definitely improved some of the animations. So that's neat. All right, let's go ahead and head back to the tower. We're going to go ahead and give him some taxi instructions. All right. Now, one of the things that you cannot do now is click on them and the camera
Raleigh
automatically.
Tower. Merry Christmas. November 755 Golf Hotel on final 05 right.
You can't click on it and have the camera automatically follow them anymore. So you have to manually go outside and follow. Okay? So there's no more automatic follow cam where it would actually, from the tower, as they move, the camera would automatically pan and just kind of follow them from a distance. That no longer happens. So just an FYI there. Let's go ahead and go back in. Okay, let's get them moving. And it's nice. You click on them, you could see where they're going. Brickyard 3701, taxi to terminal via Alpha, Delta, Foxtrot. And it's driving me nuts. It wants to go to Foxtrot 2. It's horrendous at this airport with that. Brickyard 3701, taxi to terminal via Alpha, Delta, Foxtrot. There we go.
Taxi to terminal via Alpha Delta Foxtrot. Brickyard 3701.
All right, and there they go. So what I mean by, if I were to click on them, on the 8ers, the camera's not going to automatically follow. So there is a difference there. We got Delta coming in. Did I clear them to land? I think I did. Let's just make sure. Let's go ahead and go down to our 5. I did. They're cleared to land. They're coming in. And then let's go ahead and move Brickyard because they are on the ground over here. So I'm aware that they are taxiing. Come back up. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can shoot out here really quick as they are coming in. Now, one criticism right there, I don't know if you saw that, literally the landing gear just came down. And that would never, ever, ever be the case in real life. So that's an animation that has to be worked on. I've noticed it. Excuse me, I've got to cough for a second. Let me mute my mic. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. A little bit of phlegmage. Got the phlegmage. It's like at the last second, the landing gear animation happens. So they need to fix that. But all the other animations, very nice. So I imagine they'll work on that. This one over here, taxiing. Okay. But it would be nice if there was some type of a follow cam at some level. So maybe Field Air could work on that in one of the fixes or as an addition so that we could click on a plane and actually follow it. Not have to constantly be doing this if I want to follow him into the terminal. All right, so just some thoughts there. Okay, let's go ahead and make contact with this one here. We'll hit F3. Yeah. November 755 Golf Hotel. Runway 05 right, clear to land.
Runway 05 right, clear to land. November 755 Golf Hotel.
Okay, so we got Delta on the ground. We'll move them over. Folks, it's really easy to get behind on this stuff over here. So just, you have to reprogram your brain, and my brain's totally not reprogrammed yet. And, you know, part of it's I'm trying to explain some of what's going on around here. All right, let's go back to F2. Let's give Delta their instructions. Delta 1476, taxi to terminal via Alpha Delta Fox Trot. Here we go.
Taxi to terminal via Alpha Delta Foxtrot. Delta 1476.
If I had a criticism with the voices, yeah, some of them do sound computerized pretty heavily. Also, they are slower than molasses. You know, if you're listening to communications in the tower between, the air traffic controller and the planes, I mean, it is fast paced. You know, Delta 1476 taxi to terminal via Alpha Delta Foxtrot, and they would respond back, you know, Alpha Delta Foxtrot, Delta 1476. And I mean, it's happening fast. Some of these voices are extremely, extremely slow. November 755 Golf Hotel, taxi to Apron via Alpha Charlie.
Taxi to Apron via Alpha Charlie. November 755 Golf Hotel.
All right, let's pop back up here. All right, so it looks like we have everything cleaned up here. Let's go ahead and shoot on outside here really quick. Let's see, we just had that one come in, which is this one right here that we were kind of following here to the taxiway. There's some nice animations. You have the doors opening. You have the cargo bays opening. Pretty cool. The nice animations, so much better than before, folks, if you played the one before. So, a lot of nice visuals. I mean, the terminal looks nice. Parking lot. So, definitely some improvements here. Got baggage cars kind of carts hanging out here. Your pushback carts, they could probably be improved. Looks like they kind of use the same models. But overall, definitely an improvement. So I'm not going to be hyper critical about it. Again, nice sounds when these jets are coming into taxi. One thing that I have noticed, and that will be, hopefully we have a departure. You can hear the sounds while the jet's taxiing into the terminal. What I am not hearing with these jets are the sounds when they taxi out to the runway. Their sounds don't seem to be starting until the engines spool up on the runway. So that would be something that needs to be fixed also. We need to have these sounds when these jets are taxiing to the runway. I'm hearing the sounds with the prop planes just fine in and out of terminals. It's just the jets when they're going out of the terminal. We're not hearing the nice sounds. So we'll see if we get one here In fact, what I am going to do, folks, is I don't think I need to talk anymore. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, speed us up till we have a departure. All right? And then after that, we're going to call this an episode for the first look. And then the next one that we do is going to be an actual gameplay episode where we're going to go ahead and play 35 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. I will catch you guys back up when we have a departure with a jet. All right, see you guys in a bit. All right, folks, so we just had some general aviation come up on the strip. November 244 Foxtrot Lima. Go ahead and look over here. Okay, we can see they're over there at Juliet 2. And let's go ahead and give them permission to start. Now, they do not ask for pushback, so we don't want to give them a pushback. They just want permission to actually start. So the command that you would use is this. November 244 Foxtrot Lima approved. Expect runway 05 right.
Ground 05 right approved. November 244 Foxtrot Lima.
All right, so we'll go out here. Let's see which one they are here. Yep, looks like right here. So they were not requesting pushbacks. So you just go ahead and give them approval instead of pushback approved. So that's another change that's been made, which is good. You didn't need to get out the old tow cart for general aviation. So there is that.
Raleigh ground, November 244 Foxtrot Lima ready to taxi.
Okay. And as you could hear, we go back out there, you can hear the sounds, which is great. It's just the commercial jets, I don't hear it when they start up like this and they taxi out. We'll go ahead and head back in. Whoops. Again, I'm still getting used to the controls myself. November 244 Foxtrot Lima, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. November 244
Perfect.
Foxtrot Lima.
So we have a brickyard here.
Raleigh ground. Brickyard 3611 with information Lima. Requesting push and start.
Why so intense? And why are you screaming at me? Oh. Good Lord. That's why I'm telling you, folks, you better have those, the air traffic voices down, the pilot's voices down, because maybe you don't hear it as loud as I do. Hopefully you don't in the recording. But okay, let's go ahead and handle business here. I'm shook. I'm literally shook. Brickyard 3611, pushback approved. Expect runway 05 left.
Ground 05 left, pushback approved. Brickyard 3611.
So I wanted to at least get one commercial flight out of here before we call it on this first look. One of the things you cannot do anymore is Brickyard 3611, pushback approved, expect runway 05 left via Bravo. Okay? You have to do that during the taxi command. So the next command we give, we can then give the detailed instruction. But you can no longer give the detailed instruction immediately. So you just give them the pushback approved, expect runway 05 left now. And instead of the other way. So there's some nuances you're going to have to get used to. If you were used to the older version. Okay, they're over here. There they are. Cool. Go ahead and come over here. We'll whip around, make you guys sick. There we go. But this free camera is very, very nice. I just wish that there was a way to follow each individual jet if you so choose to do so. Saves on all the work you have to do with your left hand at times.
Raleigh
there-
ground. Brickyard 3611 ready to taxi.
Oh my goodness. Crazy. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, I'm going to have to pop back in here for a second. Sorry. 3611. Okay, we're going back out there. Here we go. Back out there we go. Hopefully I don't make you guys too sick. All right, so... You hear no engine sound as of yet. There should be. On pushback, they're starting up these engines. They should be going. But here we go. Brickyard 3611, continue taxi. I'm just going to give them basic command.
Continue taxi. Brickyard 3611.
All right, so y'all see what I'm saying. There's no engine sounds whatsoever compared to the prop planes, compared to the general aviation that we just had taxi out. So those engines should be nice and loud at this point. All right, so I just want to show you guys that. That's another little criticism that I have. I'm sure it can be remedied by feel there. So they're heading on out. Let's go ahead and head back into the tower. We'll go ahead and catch up with the other one that is the general aviation that is heading out here to take off. And as you can tell, beautiful sounds. All right? So I hope that makes sense to everybody. We need to have... Whoa, that really flew. We need to have nice sounds here. All I'm hearing is birds. All I am hearing is birds. Okay? Well, we'll stick with this one so you guys can at least hear the engine spool up and all that jazz. And we'll call it at this first look of Tower Sim 3. And it won't let me go any further. That's kind of weird too. Why won't it let me go any further? All right. And again, you're hearing a prop startup, which is an ambient sound. There's absolutely nothing going on here, which is fine, whatever. All right. And we are at 05 left. So Brickyard 3611. Runway 05 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 05 left, cleared for takeoff. Brickyard 3611.
Man, he is just shouting. I don't mean to keep going on and on about it, but y'all will know what I mean if y'all don't have this. There's going to be some shouting and yelling and craziness. Crazy. All right, here we go. And at some point, the engines will come to life. Now you can hear them. Now they're spooling up.
Raleigh Tower, Merry Christmas. Brickyard 5012 on final 05 right.
Nice. So definitely an improvement. Try and stay with them. Which again, it'd be nice if there was a way to follow a jet instead of doing it like this. Okay, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this first look. You know, my honest opinion, I think it has potential. I think there's still work to be done. I know they probably wanted to rush and get it out for Christmas, but they already have a hot fix that's in place, and there's going to be more to come. So, overall, not bad. Not too bad. Brickyard 3611, contact departure. Merry Christmas.
Roger. Good day.
All right, so that is going to do it for this first look. Thanks again for stopping on by the channel. There will be more to come with this sim. Plan on doing episodes with this. Now, one of the things I want to ask you guys before you go, those of you that love Tower 3D Pro, do I keep playing it? Or do we morph into this one? Or do I play both? Let me know in the comments section below. Do you guys still enjoy Tower 3D Pro? If so, I'll keep doing it. Wildcards modifications are amazing. It makes the game a lot more fun than the original version. So let me know in the comments section below.
American 2693 on final 05 right.
American. Okay, thank you very much for contacting the tower. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. I will catch you guys in the next one. If you happened to enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit that like, that bell, that sub. I'm the Gen X Gamer. I will see you all later. Bye-bye now.